Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. I'm Jessica and I'm so happy that you could be here today. If you haven't checked out my last video where I give you a book recommendation for all of my most recently played songs, go ahead and check that video out. It was so fun to make. While you're at it, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on any new videos that I post. So I'm going to be doing the anti-TBR or anti-book tag today. This video is originally by Nicole and her books. I'm gonna link her information down below so you can check out her original video. But essentially it is all the books that you plan on not reading. This one is always super controversial because it's always someone's favorite is on this list. So just quick disclaimer, I'm not bashing any books out there. These are just books that really don't strike my fancy that I may not really want to read in the future. This one is also kind of fun because on BookTube and on Bookstagram, you know, we always talk about books that we want to read, books that we're looking forward to read, but we never really talk about books that we don't want to read. So without further ado, if you want to see all the books that I plan on not reading, keep on watching. So the first question is, a popular book everyone loves that you have no interest in reading. So this one I have to go with The Crooked Kingdom by Leigh Bardugo. This one is part of the Six of Crows trilogy. I think this is going to be a trilogy, or maybe it's a duology. I forgot. But you know what? I read the first one. I read Six of Crows, and I thought that it was an overall okay story, but it just really wasn't something that I felt super attached to. It wasn't something that really drew me. I know that people honestly love this series and love Leigh Bardugo as a writer. I think that she is a fantastic fantasy writer, but I don't know. I bought this book a really long time ago and I just don't foresee myself reading it. I know that everyone loves it, but I don't know. It was just something about it that really didn't pull me, and I like to be pulled towards a book. I like to enjoy it, and it was a solid story, but overall, I just feel like, you know, oh, that's my dog. Oh my gosh. Brooklyn. Anyway, I just feel like this book, I don't know, I don't think I'm going to be continuing the series. Oh my gosh. My dog is literally interrupting my video right now. So sorry, guys. But yeah, anyway, Crooked Kingdom by Leigh Bardugo, something that everyone loves that I really don't think I'm going to be reading. So here you go. This second question is a classic book or author you don't have any interest in reading. And I've actually already read this author, and it is Marcel Proust. I don't know if you guys can see this book, but he is the author of Swann's Way and other collections. But I really...
Oh my gosh.
I really just do not like his writing. I mean, he may have been a great person, but his writing is really not for me. Wow. I think I rated this like one of the worst books that I read last year. It is so confusing. It's just very rambly and jumbled all together. And I really feel like there's no point in the story. That's just, it's my opinion, but I really feel like his writing is so convoluted and so confusing to read, and I really don't like feeling confused while I'm reading. So Marcel Proust is a huge one. I know he's like, I don't know, just the epitome of a classic author, but he will not be on my shelves any longer. I'm sorry. And I just feel like I need to reclaim my time from reading this book. I need to reclaim my time. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Reclaiming
Matter of
my
fact,
time.
Mr. Secretary,
Reclaiming my time.
Yeah, so definitely Marcel Proust is an author I don't think I'm going to be continuing to read. All right, question 3 is a problematic author whose books you have no interest in reading. I'm trying to think of a good one. Right off the bat, I can think of Stephenie Meyer. I'm not reading Midnight Sun, and just like looking deeper into her as a person and as a writer, some of the things that she put out there were kind of racist. Actually, no, they were very racist. I didn't like her thoughts of like putting black people in Twilight, and I also didn't like the portrayal of a lot of the Native American people in her books and in the films. So for that reason, she's got to go. I'm not going to read her book. I have no desire to read Midnight Sun. I did read Twilight like a very long time ago when I was an adolescent. I think I was in like middle school or high school. I forgot. You know, I was part of the Twilight craze, people. But outside of that, now as an adult, looking back, there's just so much wrong with her writing, and then her lack of support for those minority communities that, yeah, definitely not picking up that one. All right, this fourth question is, an author you have read a couple of books from and have decided their books are not for you. I can immediately go to Sally Rooney. I've only read Normal People by Sally Rooney, and I hated it. The more I like sit on that book, the more I absolutely detest that book. Sally Rooney's writing is just not for me. I thought that the characters were absolutely terrible people. I thought the story was quite stale. I hated the way that it was told. I didn't like the writing style. I know this is a really common thing with people that have read Sally Rooney, that just it doesn't resonate with them. So I will not be reading her other one. I think it's called Conversations with Friends. Will not be picking up that one. I know that like you either really love Sally Rooney or you don't. For me, it's a no. It's a no for me, dog. Okay, so question 5 is a genre you have no interest in or a genre you tried to get into and couldn't. This one is really difficult because I'm actually super open to any and all genres. Like, I really don't discriminate. A good book is a good book is a good book, in my opinion. So if a good book is coming from like a Western, I'm gonna read it. Or if it's coming from a romance genre, I will read it. You know, as long as it's piquing my interest, I have no problem with a genre. I don't like block myself out from that. And I feel like a lot of times if you do that, you can eliminate some really amazing books. So I typically don't just like cut off an entire genre. What I will say is that I'm not a huge like mass romance fan. It just is something that, I don't know, a lot of like romance tropes just don't pique my interest. So I like a very like unorthodox love story if I do have to go in the romance realm. But outside of that, I would say probably romance is the hardest one for me to really get into, just because a lot of the stories are like super sugary, super sweet, and I'm just not like that. I like something very dark, grim. I like, you know, murder. And I like mystery, and I like, you know, something that's really introspective. Not saying that romance stories can't have that, but a lot of the ones that I've read have a very like same kind of timeline, same kind of general theme going on. So that's probably the only genre that I'm a little bit hesitant on, but I would never exit out. If it's a good love story, a good romance story, I'm gonna read it. The 6th question is a book you have bought but will never read. This can be a book you have unhauled, returned to the library unread. So I'm gonna go back to that Crooked Kingdom. Most of the books that I buy, I tend to read, but that one has been sitting on my shelf for almost 2 to 3 years and I have not picked it up. It took me forever to read Six of Crows, and yeah, I will not be picking up Crooked Kingdom. You know, it probably is really fantastic, but it just isn't something that like I'm in a rush to read. I feel like the whole Six of Crows craze is kind of over, for me at least. So I did not catch that bus when it came around the first time, and it came around the second time I didn't hop on, and this third time I'm like, you know what? The bus can keep going. Does that make sense? No, maybe, I don't know. But yeah, definitely not gonna be reading that one anytime soon or ever. All right, the 7th question is a series you have no interest in reading or a series you started and have DNF'd. This one is difficult because I really don't read a lot of series, just because I know that I probably won't keep up with them. So the one that immediately strikes me, I think it's the series by Sarah J. Maas. I think it's like Court of Thorn of Roses. I don't know. Please don't come for me in the comments. But there's nothing wrong with these series. I just think it isn't something that I'm going to dive into per se. I don't know if it's like something I'd be super interested in. Again, I heard that these books are amazing. There's a huge like fandom around them, and rightly so. They must be incredible. I just don't think they're probably for me, just because series are really hard for me to like keep track of and like read back to back. Yeah, so I would say that's probably like the #1 series that is really popular, everyone loves, but I don't know, it's just something with like reading all of those books by her. It's a lot to like keep track of. For me personally, I just am like a one and done kind of girl, you know, so that is a series that I will not be getting into. The last question number 8, is a new release that you have no interest in reading. I'm trying to think. I can't think of like a new release on the top of my head, but what came out last year was Ready Player 2 by Ernest Cline. I have read Ready Player 1 by him. I absolutely loved it, but due to the mass amount of horrible reviews on this book, horrible meaning like the reviews were great, they were reviewing the book saying it was horrible. So due to that, I've just heard nothing but like negative things on Ready Player 2. So I don't know. I feel like it's a book that came out and I'm not going to be entertaining that one. I just have heard so many negative things, and I was satisfied with just Ready Player 1. You know, and I was kind of excited at Ready Player 2. I was like, what could it be? Like, what more could they put in this already epic novel? But unfortunately, the reviews really have scared me away, so it's just something that I don't think I'm gonna be reading myself. All right, friends, so that is all. Hopefully I didn't make anyone like too mad by this anti-TBR book tag. Again, I'm gonna link Nicole and her book's information down below. She is the original creator of this tag, and I really like it. I think it's super fun to kind of dive into books that people really are not interested in reading. What books do you think that you will never read? Are there any popular books out there right now that you're like, yep, not gonna do? As always, don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you never miss out on any new videos that I post, as well as don't forget to follow me on my Instagram so you can see all of my bookish posts. Let me know what kind of videos you guys want to see. Do you want me to do more like book tags? Do you want to see more reading vlogs? Do you want me just to ramble on about books that I like? Do you want like a favorites video? Give me some of your best ideas in the comments below. I hope to see you on the next video. Bye!